that it's so very important that we as men realize this about ourselves, that the women who love us realize this about us, but that number one, we can be as soft, as light, as gentle as all that, as a feather, right? But then we have those moments where things, and this is all happens at the same time. We have every day, every single day. We are also at the same time as heavy as a boulder, right? We can be as gentle, as soft as a feather, like all of that as a feather. But then we still have this weight on us as men. I talked about it um, in one of our other segments, right? One of the other ones we talked about. I talked about the pressure and the weight that men feel, that men carry every day, just as being men, just as knowing that hey, excuse me, just in knowing that we've got a woman in our lives who we have to, who depends on us, who cares about us. We have sons who are looking up to us. You heard earlier the sermon by Bishop T.D. Jakes, right, where he talked about how his son one day while watching him shave looked at him in the mirror and said, "You're everything that I ever wanted to be." And then he had brought the conversation up with his son. Now that his son was older, and he thought maybe it would change, but his son said, "No, you're still everything that I ever want to be." Right? So a man has the pressure of a son who's looking up to him and watching him. And then, in addition to that, a daughter that he's trying to raise, right? And even more now, I know it's becoming more and more imperative. Um, it's becoming more and more apparent that we as men need to talk about and deal with all of the stuff that we've got going on, all the stuff that is happening within us, because not only can we be as soft, as gentle, as light, and as whatever, as a feather, right? Not only can we be as strong, not only can we be as tough, not only can we feel as heavy as, not only can we be as a boulder, but then we're also as fragile as glass. We're also as fragile as glass. And here's something that I begin to realize, right? Sorry about that. Something I begin to realize is this. I drive my car, right? And as I'm driving my car down the interstate, there's a rock that flew out of the back of this truck or off of its tire somewhere. It came somewhere off of this truck that was in front of me. And the next thing I know is I now have a crack in my windshield. Now, when I have this crack in my windshield isn't completely destroyed. But what did happen is that the crack, runs from the point of impact all the way across about 6 or 7 inches, right? And now there's that line. See, I had gotten cracks in my windshield before. I'd taken rocks in my windshield before. Oh, I'm preaching already, and I'm not even trying to preach because this is man to man. But I've got cracks in my windshield before. But this one did a little bit more damage. And my fear is, if I don't get my windshield replaced soon, that it could cause even more damage. A crack about 7 inches? Oof. It makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. And now I'm to the place to where I think I need to do something about that, because just one more rock may do it. I know I've seen other people, right? I've seen other cars, and they've had cracks much larger than the crack that is currently in my windshield. But what worries me is who knows if the next crack in my windshield will be the one that will break up my windshield, right? So what how does that relate to the man? How does that relate to the everyday man, to the man? But let me say this, uh, we have all these different attributes, all these different parts of us as men, different things that we can do and that we do. But one of the things that I've found is that so many times what happens is that we take all the blows. We take the blows for our wife. We take the blows for the children. We take all these different blows, and every time it just kind of it hits us a little bit different. It's a little bit different, and you never know which one will be that one that'll cause that man to say, you know what, I done had enough. I can't deal with this no more. I look, and he go off on everybody, or he just, you know what I mean. So we have to do a great job as men, and then again to the women who are listening, who have men in your lives who you love and you care about. We all have to do a better job of making sure that we're there for one another, that we encourage one another, that we are uplifting to one another, and even beyond that, that we're checking on one another. I've shared with you all that we as men, right? Yes, we can be as soft as all that, and loving and gentle as a feather. We have the weight that's on us, and it's as heavy as a boulder. But then often we can be as fragile as glass. And some of y'all know, you know, some of y'all know, our male ego can't handle too much. You know, too many kicks, and that male ego becomes malleable, pliable, breakable, right? So in this month, I want to continue to encourage us as men to check up on your different brothers, right? I told you all that I've got a network, right, of brothers who I check on and who we talk to, and I called one of my brothers yesterday. I needed a day where I said, hey man, look, how are you? And he asked me to like he knows, when we start to talking, we just check, we make sure because see, I've shared it again, and I'm gonna say it one more time. There's so much pressure and so much weight that every man deals with, and especially men of color, that we have to do a great job of checking on each other. We have to do a better job of making sure, hey man, you good? And I told my man, my best man, I said, look, yo, I don't know what you and the wife got going this weekend, but see if there's a point or a time where we can just have a men's gathering, just me and you. You can bring your son, bring your son. Yeah, 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 bring your son. But I need just me and you. I need some man time. I need some talk time. I need to be able to just go into conversation with a man, not having to worry about uh, how it may be perceived by our wives or whatever the case may be. I just need some man time. Because friends, see, just like I talked about my windshield, I've been taking some hits. Us as men, all of us as men have been taking some hits, right? We've got some damage, some things that are going on, and we just need a moment. We just need a moment where we can talk with one another, where we can be real with one another. Yeah, yeah, we can be as tough and rough as we want to be, but we also have that fragile part of us where we've got to say, you know what? I need somebody to talk to here. I need somebody who I can deal with here. I don't want to deal with this on my own. Matter of fact, I can't deal with this on my own. I'm struggling right now, and I need a friend. I need some help. I need somebody who cares. I need somebody who knows, who understands, and who's able to help me. Yeah, yeah. That's what man to man number one is all about, and that's what Feather, Boulder, Glass is all about. Feather, Boulder, glass. I've dealt with the feather part. I dealt with the glass part today. Next month, I mean, not next week, I want us to really dive into that Boulder part. And I'm taking my time getting into the Boulder part because we've dealt so much with the heaviness that men feel. But I want to take us a little bit deeper because, again, after we deal with men's mental health, I know it's important. I know it's important that we take a moment to just look at ourselves and then we look at one another and say, he's not heavy. He's my brother. I've shared with y'all before my dad and some of my best friends and all of them, they are alphas, right? And the alphas have that saying, he's not heavy. He's my brother. And one of the things that I think we could all adapt from that is that when you see another man, he's going through, he's dealing with, you know, don't look at him and be like, I got my own issues. We've got to learn how to be there for one another. We've got to learn how to help one another. We've got to learn, if you see a brother who is in need, you see a brother who is struggling, that you're man enough and secure enough to say, hey man, what's up? You need to talk? And then be man enough to listen. I know we could just ignore it. We could just drink it away. But what I want to encourage us to do through the rest of 2022 is to build better habits. Build better habits. Build better habits. That's why next month, I'm already ahead, right? And I'm gonna start preparing us. Next month, we're gonna be dealing with um, men's spiritual health, our spiritual health. Because see, after we recognize that we need some mental health help, right? After we realize and recognize that, the next step is then let us deal with all aspects of ourselves. Let us recognize and realize, that our egos are fragile. Let us realize and recognize that we deal with a lot of pressure, but then we also take that pressure and put that pressure on our family. I'm gonna deal with that on next week. How some of us are taking the pressure and the weight that we feel and dispersing it over our family, causing them to A, not like us, B, be scared of us unnecessarily, right? They should have a healthy, I believe, you should have a healthy fear, whatever the case may be. However, some of this stuff that we say and we put out and that we do, it's a bit much. I'm just speaking from experience, you know. Some of us have some. Anyhow, I'm gonna deal with that next week. Deal with that next week, right? And so that's the bolder part of it. But then we also need to understand the glass side of things. That at any moment, it just takes the right. And I talked a bit about it last week. When I talked about triggers. I shared with you all that that I shared with you all my trigger, as a matter of fact, on last week. But I shared with you all that we all have our triggers. Every man has a trigger. When a man or a person says this to you, oh, it just disrupts you. It disrupts you. It almost causes you to come unhinged. I told y'all that there's something. There's a trigger for me that it almost gets me fighting mad. I mean, it almost gets me to the place where I'm just like, hey, look, man, you don't know me like that, you know? I shared that with y'all on last week. If you missed it, feel free. All of our men to men segments are saved and are uploaded. They are on Facebook. Matter of fact, right now I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on 5 different platforms or 5 different pages on Facebook, as a matter of fact. I'm live on 93.5 KPPM Facebook page, right? Not only am I live on 93.5 KPPM Facebook page, but I'm live on my personal Facebook page, James W. Chavis. Then I'm also live on Encouragement Ministries Facebook page. That is the ministry that the Lord gave me, that I pastor, that I lead, Encouragement Ministries, right? So I'm live on that page, and I'm live on I Am Encouraged Radio, and I think there's another page in there, but those are, so I'll say four, although it feels like I'm missing one. I'm live on all those pages, right? Then, in addition to that, I'm live on Twitter, live on Twitch, right? We're live on all these different platforms, all these different places, and I'm live on YouTube under I Am Encouraged TV. That's three different words. There is a space in between. I am encouraged TV. Oh, I said three. That's four. I am encouraged TV. There we go. So y'all bear with me. So yeah, I'm live on all those platforms right now, and the word of encourage. I mean, yeah, the word of encouragement that I do, and man to man is saved on all those platforms. Feel free to go back, check them out. All right, go back and check them out. If you missed any part of it, we're going to dive deeper into this on next week. Um, and I may even come back and talk some more about this on tomorrow because I feel like I could do it a little bit better justice. All right? All right. I'm still getting you registered for the 2022 Thanksgiving giveaway, but I also, in addition to the 2022 Thanksgiving giveaway, let me say this. You can get registered three ways. You can call in, four ways. You can call in 337 564 5470. Again, that's 337 564 5470. Or you can text, right? You can text. Um, 337 Now, when you text that number, just text register me. And then I'll give you the specific instructions that are needed in order for you to be fully registered. When you call, just tell me, hey, I want to be registered, and I will take care of it from there, right? Then the other thing that, the other ways you can register, you can always go to our Facebook page, 93.5 KPPM, your community station. And you go there, you like, you subscribe, then send us a message saying, register me, all right? And then you will be registered. I'll send you the registration information that you need from there. Then finally, the last way is you can email me at Shabak Radio, ShabakRadio 935 at gmail.com. One more time, Shabak Radio 935 at gmail.com. ShabakRadio 935 at gmail.com. And just simply say, register me. All right. And once you do that, then I will send you back the information that you need so that you can be registered. All right. All right, friends. Well, there you have it. That's all the information that I have about registration. And I want to tell you, we are doing a voter registration drive Monday through Thursday. Monday through Thursday, right here on the campus of 93.5 KPPM, located at 417 Enterprise Boulevard, okay? We're going to be doing a voter registration drive. Now, the way it's going to work, you're going to come in, you'll drive into onto our campus. We've got a little U-shaped parking lot, right? So you pull up into the U, and then we will have people there who will assist you with becoming registered, all right? Then we will register you, and as we register you, then you'll be set for voting. We can do the absentee voting through this. If you're a seasoned saint and you want to, receive your ballot at home so that you can, um, vote from home, you don't have to go out and wait in lines and all that kind of stuff, then you can come by here and we can get you registered for that as well. Okay? All right, all right. So that's all of that information. I believe that's everything that I have for you. We're going to be doing that Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. right here at 93.5 KPPM 417 Enterprise Boulevard. All right? All right, all right, all right. Yeah, so now with that having been said, I've got literally 1 minute. So with that 1 minute, let me go ahead and give you all the news that you absolutely can use. Right now it's 81 degrees outside, fairly clear skies, even though it's 81, feels more like 82. Your wind is blowing east northeast at about 10 miles per hour. Now that real field temperature, that what it feels like temperature and the actual temperature, notice there's not much variation. We're getting more into the our fall days. Please excuse me. We're getting more into fall, so you're kind of getting that better weather, that cooler weather. However, don't worry, it is going to warm up a little bit over the next couple of days. 88 is your high, 62 is your low for today. No rain in the forecast. Tomorrow you've got 90 as your high, 67 as your low. Going to be a sunny day, no rain in the forecast. Then on Friday, 91 is your high, 70 is your low. Going to be a mostly sunny day with a 10% chance for some rain. Okay. Now, it is about that time for me to go ahead and get out of here. We did not get a chance to look at anything that's going on in the Atlantic Ocean on the National Hurricane Center's website. But let me just tell you that disturbance 2 fizzled out. It has now disappeared. However, disturbance 1, the one I told you that I was going to keep my eye on, well, right now it has become a tropical depression with maximum sustained winds at 35 miles per hour. And so we're still going to continue to watch it, and it is entitled 7. That's its name right now. Tropical Depression 7. Okay? So we'll keep an eye on it, see what happens to it over the next couple of days. But that's all that I've got for you right now. I've got to get out of here. I've got to make way for the Reverend Al Sharpton. But just know that I love you. I thank God for you. And I will see you all right back here tomorrow at the same time on the same station. This has been I Am Encouraged Radio here on 93.5 KPPM.